Yeah, let's do it. We live? All right, cool. What's up, everybody? I'm Evan. I'm the brand and marketing manager for Arma, and today I'm joined with Natasha.
Ciao.
She is the executive producer for Bohemia Interactive. Um, Today we're celebrating the launch of Arma Reforger on PS5. So exactly. We're going to be playing the game. We're going to be showing you some cool PS5 exclusive features. We're going to meet some devs. We're going to answer some questions. And yeah, we're going to try not to die in the latest version of Arma Reforger. So while I've got you here, Natasha, I wanted to ask some questions about the release. Specifically, what does this mean? Why is Arma Reforger on PS5 a thing? What's cool about it?
Well, Arma Reforger on PS5 brings a new experience that PS5 players have not been able to engage themselves with yet. And we are super excited to finally bring it to them. We couldn't find any game to compare that would bring that level of realism, immersion, authenticity, freedom of choice, and creativity all on 68 square kilometer sandbox.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, it's not just another shooter, I would say. So, as far as PS5 Pro, is it enhanced? What does that mean?
Yeah, Reforged is also on PS5 Pro. We used the better hardware of the improved console to have better graphics and make sure that the game runs smoothly with even better visual, prepared to be stunned.
Awesome. What about modding on PS5?
Currently, there are no mods on PS5, but don't despair. We are working with our Sony partners towards bringing the modded experience that Arma veterans and fanatics love to the new console as well. Stay tuned for more updates on that.
Cool.
Not this year, though. Not this year. This year, enjoy vanilla during Christmas, learn how to play the game, and then we'll think about it.
Yes. And there will be some big updates to vanilla next year.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we're gonna keep bringing updates to vanilla on all platforms throughout next year, so stay tuned for more information to come.
Cool. So next, I'm gonna let Natasha take the reins here, and we're gonna bring on Indy, who's one of our QA testers who has suffered more than most to allow us to bring this game to PS5. And he's going to show off some of the cool new PS5 exclusive controls. So, Indy,
Are you ready to
get on
rumble?
over here. Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
What's up? Thank you, Evan, for introducing us to the string. And let's begin. So, Indy, you've been an Arma player for years. How many years of your life and hours of your life have you spent playing this
I've
game?
been struggling in Arma for 15 years at this point. Over 1,000 hours in Arma 3, 1,000 hours in Arma 2. So yeah, that got me into the company.
So show us what you've got. Show us what you've learned.
Oh, well, okay. Can boot up. We can start with opening up GM, I guess.
Sounds great.
And we'll show off some of the new fancy controls. Alright. So what do we start with?
Show us what excites you about the new release.
Right. Well, mostly the biggest new thing with the haptic controls on the control right here. It can expand the gameplay, improve the feel of the weapons, and it's just like a nice general addition to the game. Like, there we go. For example, it improves gunplay. You get more feel from the guns. You press the triggers, it rumbles. It does all sorts of funny things. So that's the biggest thing I like, and what I'm looking forward to as an improvement.
Sounds cool. All right, show us maybe spawn some soldiers and shoot them so we can.
I will definitely try, and I will most likely fail because I'm a terrible shot. Let's spawn like a group of soldiers.
He's lying, guys. As you're maybe spawning them, can you tell me what excites you in general about Arma? Why have you spent so much time of your life playing this game?
Well, I'm a big fan of military simulation, and Arma was like the only kind of game in the niche that I wanted. Very mil-simmy, you could mod it to hell, do whatever you wanted with it, and the community with it was just great. So you could enjoy like heavily like team play based operations with your friends, and that's what I like the most about it. And I'm happy we can finally share this experience with our PS5 console players.
Awesome.
God damn. Come on, let's walk over. Oh no, they spotted me.
Prepare to all watch Indy die.
I am so dead right now. Because I'm not taking any cover.
Yeah.
I'm very down. I told you, I'm not good with all this. But I can cheat. That's what the AIs can't. Goddamn. Just need to.
Maybe as you're displaying how not to play the game, you can tell us a little bit about some advice for newcomers who are familiar with PS5 but don't know how to play Reforger. Like, what tips and tricks would you give them so they don't die as stupidly as you?
Oh, well, for sure they could open up our new tutorial scenario where they can get introduced to the game, you know, learn how it works. In comparison to, from what I know, most other games on the platform, this one's more of a slow and tactical game. It's not necessarily just running and gunning, as you can, well, try to witness me here, as I openly stood in the field and died right away, you know? You need to play slow.
Don't do that.
You need to play slow, you need to take cover, you know, be smart, play with your friends, with your team, and then you can achieve victory. Right. See?
Just like that.
God damn. Let me place myself by some cover. Alright. Oh, now we go. We got a sniper rifle, which should prove to be a little more useful. Now, I saw a soldier right there. So
Yeah, narrate us.
zoom in. God damn, I'm still a little rusty with this. So basically, what we can use the extended functionality of the PS5 for, right here, for example, as you
Nice,
can.
you got a kill.
I got one kill, yeah. You can.
That's more than half of
That's
the players during a session.
well, yeah. You don't have to rub it in like that. Come on. I'm trying my best over here. All right.
We believe in you, and maybe as you are suffering on stream, you can tell us how you've suffered in the past. What's the most grueling part about testing testing this version for release, basically?
Oh well, learning all the things that, you know, come with basically, gonna say, porting a game to a new platform. There's a lot of technical things you have to keep track of, you know, make sure everything works properly, check every nook and cranny, and we're bound to miss something, you know, here and there. So we backtrack, we fix it, we have to figure out new ways of implementing things. But yeah, it was just how long it took is probably the biggest like thing that was hardest for me to deal with, basically.
Yeah, of course. But now that it's finally over, maybe let's talk about the cool stuff we brought in. So, for example, you are now playing with DualSense controller, right?
Yes.
And with this new technology, we had a lot of ways to make Arma experience more tactile and immersive. How do adaptive triggers feel? How does that new feature that has never been known to Arma before enhances the gameplay?
Well, it definitely improves the feel. Like, you feel more more immersed into the game. Like, I'm standing here with a sniper rifle, right? So as I'm looking around, I want to feel when I'm gonna pull the trigger, and you know, there's like trigger feel for that, and also aiming, you know, looking around. it's much nicer than controlling it directly with the stick alone, because as you can see, this is kind of hard to control, you know, like sensitivity. But if you do it like this, you have more control, more adjustment. It works a little better, so that feels pretty good.
Does it feel a little closer to holding a real weapon? I know that you're an avid airsoft player, so you know.
It does. It feels interesting. I like it. It's a new sensation for me as a person who mostly spent my gaming years with a mouse and a keyboard. This is like a whole new dimension. It feels really nice. It takes some getting used to though.
Of course, for PC players, it will take some time, but
Oh yeah.
maybe let's show a little video that demonstrates the adaptive triggers so that everyone can see how they work. Just
Cool. So I hope you saw the nice little video that showed off the functionality. This also further extends to some other things. For example, when you shoot, you know, you put the gun on safety. The trigger now should, you know, feel a little firmer, like there is a safety you're engaging, but won't actually engage, you know. Then if you, for example, have an empty magazine, let me quickly empty it, you see like there's still some force when I press the trigger, but now that the mag is empty, there is nothing. It's completely free of movement because there's no resistance. So, you know, it's a nice little feeling, an extension of your hand basically. You feel what the gun is doing in the game. Feels good. Also, different weapons behave differently. Like the sniper rifle, for example, it has a very light resistance. Like if I press it, there's very little resistance from the trigger itself. But if I, for example, get rid of myself that way and place my character as a soldier with a basic M16, let me quickly control this dude. Where is it? There we go. The resistance on this trigger, you know, I have to pull a little more. It's more resistant, feels nicer. Therefore, you know, the more precise rifles like a sniper rifle, it's gonna be easier to operate in this sense. It's gonna give you more control that way. And the M16 being more of a rifleman grunt-based weapon, you know, it's a little rough around the edges. It's gonna be harder to use. So it's a nice little nice detail that you can feel.
amazing. Thanks for showing it off. Another cool feature that we've implemented that uses the DualSense motion control. Maybe we could also run a video and have a look at that. Amazing. Maybe, Indy, you can show us what you can do with these motion controls. Can you maybe show us free look?
Sure. So for example, now that I'm holding the free look button, you can see that moving the controller around, the camera's turning, you know, you can easily navigate your character like this, you know, what's going on. It's the same as when you're in aiming, you know, it simplifies it. Also, it's always active in vehicles. You can of course toggle it in the settings, but if I, for example, spawn a little Jeep over here, alright, because I wasn't controlling the character. If I spawn a little Jeep and get in, you can see that by default the camera is in free look mode, and you can easily look around. Also applies to third person, so it's a nice little detail. It's very customizable. If you navigate into your gameplay settings, you can see a bunch of different options related to it, like sensitivity scalars, when it's on, when it's off. You know, you can disable it always in free look. You can have it enabled always, for example. So if I get out of the car, you know, now I'm just aiming around, you know, it's always active, which is pretty nice, you know, the freedom of preference. So there's a lot of options, a lot of adaptability to your own preferences.
Amazing, thank you. The last DualSense feature that we cannot really show on the video, but imagine it's rumbling, is haptic feedback. What kind of stuff makes your controller rumble in Arma Reforger?
Oh,
How does it feel?
There's a bunch of different things. Feels very nice. For example, one of the most noticeable ones, obviously, is shooting a rifle. Like when I'm shooting right now, it will vibrate. It's not gonna... Maybe you can hear it on the microphone, probably not. But it gives you a nice little feeling that something's going on around you, going on in the world. Same applies to explosions. So if I, for example, take out a grenade...
Yeah, that's my favorite one, when you can feel the explosion. Even if you're facing away from it, you always feel it. It's very visceral, right?
Yeah, it's very directional. The controller...
Can you explode a helicopter? It like...
I could.
It feels very...
Oh, okay. I'll toss in a helicopter. We like exploding things.
We like big boom.
Big bada boom. Oh, let's put it around all those soldiers. It's gonna be a nice little explosion. And
you'll need to stand close to feel it.
I know, but I need something to blow it up with first, and
that is fair.
the cult classic of an RPG-7 should do the trick just fine. Okay, let me drop this for a second and take a rocket launcher, run over to the helicopter. Well, not the M16, we need this. It's probably not gonna explode on the first shot though. I'll have to shoot it a couple more times or wait for it to cook off. But as I shoot, oh, it rumbles nicely. And if as it's gonna explode further, actually I can do it in GM directly. It's also gonna rumble here. We can cast lightning. Oh, it's rumbling.
Amazing.
Oh, and it killed me.
Side effects. Well, to feel that feature, you guys will really have to try it for yourselves. It's worth it. And well, thank you very much. Maybe while you're gonna keep playing, maybe you can show us some tutorial or other game mode. I would like to invite to the stage Marian, who will talk with me a little bit about design.
Hello.
So Marian, welcome. Marian is our senior technical designer who has been largely responsible for a lot of implementation for this wonderful new release. And today we're very grateful for you and for all the guys who are not on the stream but worked really hard. Thank you all. We wave to Klamaj. Awesome. All right. Well, now you're representing all of them, so no pressure, bro.
Oh.
Enjoy. How you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling pretty good. Lately I've been playing a lot of Path of Exile 2, so I've had a lot of fun, but not that much of sleep, but it was very good days. So definitely prepared for the stream.
Amazing. All right, so let's kick it off. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about the controls, since you helped work on them.
Mm-hmm.
Have the PC controls that people knew from Arma 4 been dumbed down in order to adhere to all of those new PlayStation players?
I don't think they were dumbed down, they were more like streamlined, because in our design perspective, the controls are something that definitely shouldn't be an obstacle you need to climb over to play the game. It should be something you don't need to think about, you should be able to use them naturally. And in Reforger and on consoles we tried to achieve that, to make it feel easier to use and more streamlined along the industry standards as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And how would you propose to people to learn the controls?
In general, I would definitely start with the tutorial that Indy is showing us because it has a lot of helpful hints. It will run you through the basics of the game. It will show you stuff like vehicle controls, shooting, and it will always guide you with the hints on what to use, which keys to press. So it's a very good intro into learning what to use. And if you need to change it, you can or see for yourself where it is. You can always go to the controls in the settings and see what we have in there.
Yep. Thank you so much. How was the design process of trying to bring that authentic immersive experience of Arma that we all know and love onto the controls?
It was quite fun, because if I go to some features that Indy was showing us before, especially the ones with adaptive triggers for weapons, some of our designers went to the lengths of going to shooting range, try out some different weapons, and design and tweak the adaptive triggers and the responses on it to be as close to the real weapons as possible. And we were also thinking about other things. With grenades, we didn't really, stand next to explosion to try it, so these ones are more like done by the eye, let's say. But otherwise, yeah, basically we went into the depths of trying it in real life to make it as close as possible on the PS5.
Awesome.
No one got shot in the testing, by the way.
Thank you for that. When you started playing Arma, how did you learn to play it? What would be your advice to the newcomers?
For me, I have quite unusual approach to learning the games, because I often play complex games and stuff like that. So I'm quite used to going out of my way to try to learn stuff, search it somewhere on the internet. But in my opinion, with Reforger, I would start with the tutorial, as I said. In Arma 3, I started with the campaign, where sometimes I was a bit confused as what to do. But in general, I would say play through the tutorial, join the game, and you can watch some people play on YouTube or other content creators to see what they are using and learn from them as well, as that's, in my opinion, also a really good way to learn the game.
True. And we have Discord where you can find a squad of people who can help you and teach you. That was actually my way to start learning Arma experience through Discord and reading what people are saying and asking for advice and joining a group of people who literally tell you everything on the server.
Yeah, and they will bring you to the games, because in my experience it's always better and for the experience to go in with a bunch of people that you are going to organize with and cooperate. Rather than going in solo.
Exactly. It's a lot to learn, so if you can sing stupid songs along the way, it's better. All right. Isn't it amazing, by the way, that this is a regular PS5? This is not PS5 Pro, and that looks so good.
Yeah, we can even see the FPS on the PS5 normal is really fine. We don't see any stuttering. I would say it looks very good.
Yeah. That is true. So let's keep enjoying it while you are telling us why did the release of PS5 take us so long? Why didn't we not release it straight after we released 1.0? Isn't it just like a copy paste of code from platform to platform?
Well, in general, there is more things that go into these attempts. For instance, PS5 has a lot of social features like block list, friend list, and such, that needs to be implemented into the game, so Reforger needed some serious code changes to be able to work with that. There are some other things, like we need to change the controls, start using the PS5 features and design the controller features, some UI changes, some texts need to be changed, and stuff like that. And least but not last, definitely there was some work needed from our homebrew and engine and Fusion. Yeah. They did amazing job, but it still took some time, of course, to make Fusion ready for the PS5.
Yeah.
But in general, if there is someone in the audience who knows how to do it by copy paste, definitely apply to us, please, and we will definitely be glad to have you here.
Open application on Bohemia Careers with one sentence: I know how to copy paste from platform to platform. We will personally review your application, we promise. All right. So now tell me, maybe a bit of devil's advocate question. Why are you killing Arma community by releasing Arma Reforger on yet another console?
Well, I would say that communities, they usually die by losing the common interest they have. And what we are trying to do here is give more people chance to try, play and love Arma the way we do. Basically, the games always used to bring players together, not separate them, and we are just trying to give more people option to join this amazing community of Arma, to have fun and to see all the wild stuff people do, even on PS.
Awesome. All right. Can you maybe tell me your favorite moment during playtesting lately from Arma Reforger? Some cool experience.
Well, for me, the coolest was when I first tried the DualSense, because I wasn't that much of a console player myself, and coming from the keyboard to DualSense and trying everything in the field, it was very, I would say, even shocking experience. When I went on the playtest, I took the weapon, everything felt quite normal, and then I shot the weapon and I stopped for 5 seconds, really wondering like, what did I just experience? This is very interesting. So that was my favorite, the first time trying the adaptive triggers. And then I went around trying various other even games and other how they work with the adaptive triggers, and I was really amazed, and it was for me probably like the first time when I was like, this is very good and it has something more to offer.
Yeah, that's true. And maybe could you tell us how you usually play Conflict? You know, we have our main game mode, Conflict. For people from PlayStation community who are not really familiar with the game, it's a large multiplayer combat experience that takes place on either of the islands. How do you usually play that game?
At the beginning, being a bit of silent guy myself, I was usually trying to go somewhere solo. I tried to take a vehicle, drive somewhere, do some action solo, and it didn't work out well. I usually died.
Just like in the beginning of the stream.
Exactly. And then I just basically started talking with people, communication. I think communication is the key to enjoy Reforger in general, because when you get with a bunch of people together and you start running somewhere, doing some bases, capturing, building and stuff together, you basically have completely different game than when you tried to play it without communicating. For instance, we had a moment, it wasn't in playtest, it was on our servers. When I joined a server and there was a bunch of people, we spent, I think, 10 or 15 minutes trying to repair a helicopter, talking during it, and then we flew it for 30 seconds and we crashed it. But it was definitely so much fun.
Yeah, that is true. You know, it's what always captures me when we play Reforger is the mix between sometimes like calm and almost goofy moments and serious tension when you're fearing for your life and everyone is calling and everyone, even like on Discord if you're playing with friends, like everyone just full silent, even though it's like 15 people who were just making joke a second ago for a big combat to arise, and even if you die in the end it doesn't matter because it has been a fun experience.
Also for me there's one very funny moment that I had from the servers, and that was when we were taking some base and a guy talked to me. He didn't know I was a dev, and he was talking to me like, hey bro, there is this exploit that we're gonna use now. We will exploit these resources to take the base. And I was there taking the notes. I was like, yeah, tell me how to do it. I'm really curious how you exploited this.
Yeah, be aware, there are devs on the servers.
Yeah.
Tell us all the bugs.
No.
It didn't work.
PS5 win.
PS5 win with broken megaphone.
It broke because they scared us so much during
It's
the
literally
development.
broken. All right.
Because the answer is it's now. PS5 now, go buy it. All right, so maybe another cool thing that happened with the PS5 release was that we actually released also a bunch of features on all the platforms. Do you really want to tell us a little bit about those features?
Oh yeah, definitely. There are various features that we added. One of them is suppressors for different weapons, for all those stealth 90 gameplays you guys want to do. There is encumbrance, so no more taking everything, being greedy, taking all the munitions yourself. Now when you have too much weight on you, then you will be gradually slowed down to battle that mentality of, oh, I can pack everything, and make more cooperation when maybe someone will take more munition, someone will take the gun, as is more in the realistic approach to how this works. We also had, I believe, can you check it, sorry? We also definitely added the longer grass rendering, which was very wanted feature, because now when you look through the optics at some distance, I don't remember from head what it was, but from the distance you will still see rendering grass, which definitely adds to the feel of the combat because it was a bit weird when you would look through the optics and it was just flat ground before. There is one more very wanted feature, which was the player queue. So right now you finally have a fair chance to join the servers when they are full. You can wait in the queue, and when it's your turn, you will get in.
Join the queue.
Yeah, and I think that's it, I believe, for the features. For the big ones, definitely.
Tutorial.
Oh yeah, sorry, I completely forgot about tutorial because it was there covered by Indie, and I
Yeah,
thought
yeah, but
I'm
it's
sorry.
new. It
But
comes.
tutorial is completely revamped. It's very different experience. Now it has some voices. It's more story-driven tutorial walkthrough. It's
Yeah.
not the campaign complete, just to be sure. It's still
Yeah.
tutorial, but it's more. It really, as in story, walks you through the game.
Yeah, it's basically a narrative single-player experience that teaches you how to play Arma.
Yeah.
And it has some cool features that you've never seen before, maybe smaller like animations and stuff, so be on the lookout for them. And we believe that it's a major improvement to teaching players who don't know how to play Arma what this game is about, as well as immerse you into the atmosphere. Because Arma is not just a shooter, right? We've been talking about it this whole time, and for us it's a gospel that we want to immerse you into the atmosphere. I want you to feel like a soldier. It's not a Rambo. That's why encumbrance makes sense, right? Because you want to feel like a real soldier with real struggles, and weight is a problem if you're walking for 3 kilometers. So we need to think about it. We need to think about it also how to immerse you into the world, into the Cold War scenario, into the military atmosphere, and this new tutorial is doing just that. So feel free to go and try it out. Awesome. So I think that's all for one-to-one. Feel free to keep an eye on our socials to see what's coming next year. Because right after this stream, Marian will go back to making more cool features for you guys. Look how excited he is, right?
Yeah, there's definitely being some
couple.
big stuff coming. So
Yeah. Next year, some more big stuff coming. Check out our public roadmap to have a guess at what is coming next.
I think there was also already some information in the dev blog. So I think it will be quite destructible pretty soon.
Awesome. Feel free to look forward to rumbling controller with building instructions.
That's true.
Awesome. Then I think that is probably it for now.
I think so.
Thank you guys for watching us. Let us know how playing Reforger on PS5 feels. And let's look forward to mods coming out to PlayStation later, sometime next year.